The implications of social work is determining what other factors could be impeding the child's development. For example, if there's a tumultuous relationship amongst the parents, the child can be affected developmentally because of the social realm. Being exposed to a stressful social environment can impede the child's development, as he may be preoccupied with the stress and tension that he's experiencing at home. A young child is likely to lack healthy coping skills in order to manage the stress that he's experiencing. It's important for social workers to take note of this and to be able to provide supportive services to the rest of the family. Once the issues are resolved, then the child can focus on his development, and the child can be supported by his family to encourage his development as well. Once the issues in the social realm have been resolved, if the child continues to display any delays in his development, at that point he can be further assessed by a professional and other interventions can be put into place. Supportive services should be offered to the family as well, as caring for a child with a developmental disability can pose a lot of stress to the family, especially if they had previously been unaware of the delay. Teaching the family to teach the baby can really help empower the family and empower the baby, as well as they can encourage his development and to understand what are unrealistic expectations versus realistic expectations for a child, especially a child with developmental disabilities. And I think that even if the child is not disabled or delayed, it's good for parents to know where their child is at developmentally, and to know that the child is on target can be reassuring as well. I think the Ages and Stages questionnaire is a good tool to use in the Southwest, but I think that it's also important to remember that there are a lot of cultural and ethnic differences in the Southwest, as there is a large Native American population as well as a large Latino population. It's important for social workers to take into consideration what spiritual, religious, and ethnic differences there may be with the population of the Southwest when working with those particular people. There may be cultural practices that could present as delays in a child, which really are not, and are just ways of functioning amongst that specific group of people. I think it's also important to remember that language can be a barrier when working with Native Americans or the Latino population. What I learned from this experience is everything that we read and wrote about in the semester was really put into action before my very eyes, which I thought was really cool. I was able to identify how the biological, psychological, and social realms of the child's life can truly impact his development. It's one thing to read about all of those things and to try to grasp it, but it's another thing to truly live it as well. And the family that I interacted with, I thought it was really cool that the mother didn't have any specific expectation for her child. She wasn't disappointed with him when he didn't do things perfectly, and I think that is what helped him to display a secure attachment. He presented really comfortable with himself, with his environment, and with his mother, which I think helped him feel comfortable with me. What I appreciated about seeing this was that I think even if the child did have some delays, the mother would have reacted the same, which would have made it easier to suggest activities that she can do with him to encourage his development. I thought that it was also cool to be able to relate to some of the findings of other clinicians that we read about and wrote about this semester. I thought this was a really fascinating project to do, and I enjoyed doing it. Best of luck to everyone in the rest of your schooling. Take care.